Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and I really hope you're having a good day. Today we're playing with some makeup brushes and these are really affordable makeup brushes. And they're gonna be extra affordable tomorrow when this set is half off. So I really wanted to review these and find out if the quality of these brushes is any different to the permanent line of this brand. So the brushes that I'm talking about, you probably already know because of the thumbnail and the title, is the new Wet n Wild Holiday Collection. So I have them right here. They're a little bit dirty because they were just used. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I use them and what I think about them. And not only did I try all of these out so you know exactly what you're getting tomorrow, I compared it to these babies. So this is Wet n Wild's holiday line that launched a couple weeks ago, and this is Wet n Wild's brush line that launched months ago. So let's just get started. So we started off with primer, foundation, yada yada yada. The first brush I used was this foundation brush. I put the foundation on the brush and then went into my face, and then I also tried dotting my face and going in. The brush is very soft. It is pretty dense. It's maybe not the most dense foundation brush, but it's nice. My issue is that it soaks up too much product. Do you see how dark that is right in the middle? Yeah, a lot of the product stayed on here and I felt like I needed to use a lot more of my foundation with this brush. So unfortunately this is not my favorite, and I actually tried this one, part of their regular brush line. This is the P70. I liked this one as a foundation brush, and this is the blush brush, but it is just so dense and soft that it worked pretty well. It didn't soak up as much product, but as you can see, it did soak up a bit. After I did my foundation, I went in with some cream contour, and I used this contour brush from the holiday kit. It is very soft, but I don't usually love these kinds of brushes for contour. I feel like it's just, you're working like extra hard because it's, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this brush. I think it's just preference that I don't like to do my contour with these types of brushes because they're just never like soft enough, and I feel like I'm just rubbing way too hard. But this brush, honestly, it did an okay job. As you can see, it blended it out pretty nicely. It's really nice to place your contour because of the edges, so you can very easily place it where you want to. I was able to do my contour with this brush, and so it's a pretty good brush. It's soft. Okay, so we finished up with the contouring, and then I went ahead and set my face. Now in this holiday collection, we have a beautiful big fluffy brush, and it is so soft. I'm so surprised at how soft these brushes are from Wet n Wild. I mean, I'm not that surprised because their regular line is amazing. Just surprised by both of them. I'm just really surprised by the quality of these Wet n Wild brushes. Anyway, let's get back to this gorgeous brush. I use this brush everywhere to set my face. I just grabbed some powder with it, went in, and it worked absolutely perfect because it is so big and fluffy. This whole set is honestly worth it just for this brush. It's so nice and fluffy. So I have this other fluffy brush from their regular line, and I wanted to compare these two. These two brushes are pretty similar, but they definitely have some differences to them. So this one has a more pointed tip. It's definitely more tapered, and this one has like a flat side. It could be very fluffy. You could like fluff it out, but it could also be flat, and I really liked, I love both of them from the collection. This one worked great as an overall powder, and I also used it to bronze. It's a little big for my face to bronze. It's a little bit bigger than this one, so that's why I kind of like this one better to bronze with, because it has this flat edge. My face it's a little smaller and it works better for my face, and I kind of just like pat it in and then blend. But I'm honestly super impressed with this brush in particular, from the holiday collection. It's beautiful. Okay, so I did my bronzer, and now we are a bronze goddess, and we're moving on to blush. We've got a blush brush in this kit. It is so pretty too. It's a bit of a bigger blush brush and it's pretty dense, so I grabbed some Wet n Wild brush and blush brush, blah, 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 blah. I gotta stop. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, so I grabbed a little bit of blush with the brush and just went into my cheeks. It worked perfectly, but to tell you the truth, I like a smaller blush brush because of my smaller face, and so this kind of takes up a lot of space, and my blush ends up in more places than I would like it to, but that's just my preference and that's just my face. This is still extremely soft. It blended out the blush really well. This blush brush is perfect to use with those blushes that aren't very pigmented. This is a perfect brush for that because it picks up a lot of product and it transfers it perfectly on the skin. I really like this brush. The other thing I would have used this brush for, and I was just trying to use it in the way that it's meant to, but I probably would have used this brush for contouring, or yeah, I probably would use this brush for contouring, honestly. I do have the blush brush from their regular line, and they are two completely different brushes. This one is definitely a lot more of a dome. This one is a little bit more tapered and flat. It comes to like a flat side. You can see this is pinched right here, and this is not pinched. We're pretty much almost done with the face brushes, and next I moved on to eyes. And for eyes, we have, oh wait, I missed something. Let's go back for a second. I forgot to talk about this concealer brush. After I added my foundation, I went in with concealer, of course, and I tried out this concealer brush. I really don't usually use brushes like this. They just don't work for me. I don't think they blend out my concealer very nicely. It looks dry. I never grab brushes like this. But I need to try it for the sake of this video, and so I did, and I used it for approximately 0.03 seconds, and then I stopped because it just does not work for concealer underneath my eyes, at least for me. Maybe, you know what I'm gonna do right now? Actually, my nose is runny. I need some concealer right here, so I'm gonna try this out right now and see how it goes. I grabbed some concealer on the brush. It's a nice fluffy brush. It's pretty soft, but you know. Okay, that's probably too much concealer. Just add a little bit of this corner over here too. Okay, you know what? If you like these kind of concealer brushes, it works really well, and I can see how there are some good uses for it. My camera ran out of battery, like always, nothing new around here. Anyway, we're talking about this concealer brush and how it just did not work out for me for blending out my concealer underneath my eyes. But the one that did work out for me and I loved was this one. This is supposed to be the highlighting brush, I believe. It's the P65. And it is like this shape. I love this shape for blending out your under eyes. The shape is super similar to a very popular one that I can't find right now. Oh, here it is. Very popular one from Sigma is triple the cost, and they are fairly similar. Sigma is definitely more dense. It is too big for me for highlight, but I actually really like this one for concealer. Moving on with that, I went on to my eyes. All right, so the eyeshadow brush. It is fluffy enough, and it actually reminds me a lot of this Sigma one that's pretty popular, the E35. They're both very soft, and it worked really well blending out my crease color and just overall blending. This next one has a pretty different shape. I don't think I have any brush with this kind of shape. This perfectly slanted edge right here, and it picks up color beautifully, and it packs it on right here perfectly. And also, since it's fluffy, you can use it to then blend it into your crease. Since it has this angle, this part over here comes to like, it comes to a tip, and you can use that tip to blend your shadow into your crease. And then we also have another flat brush. That was one of the most disappointing things about this whole holiday set. 2 flat brushes. In my opinion, you usually only need 1, but that's because I don't like concealer ones. But this isn't a bad flat concealer brush. It's not. Like, I used it and it worked pretty well. This one, on the other hand, I used it to cut my crease, and I really shouldn't have done that because it's not thin enough. I should have tried to use it as to like grab shadow, and I'm gonna clean it and see how it does, and I will definitely add that in the description box. It is pretty fluffy, but it's kind of stiff, so I really don't know if it's gonna be good to pick up eyeshadow. Moving on, we only have 2 brushes left, and they are highlighting brushes. Now this highlighter brush is way more up my alley than the other one. Smaller, so way more precise, and definitely perfect for my face. It's so soft, so soft. This is gonna be so good for highlight. I'm so excited. Okay, but this one, I don't know why we need 2 highlighting brushes also. I feel like we would have been okay with just this one. We don't need this though. We don't. It's pretty flimsy. I don't know how it's gonna do much, but I haven't used it yet, so I'm talking a lot of crap without actually having tried it. So let me just stop that and try it out, because we're gonna try something new from Wet n Wild. And well, actually it's like new and not new, new shades. So I noticed, because I have the old Gold Bar, that these 2 are kind of different. This new one is way more shinier, and I don't know, just seems different. Doesn't this one look so much better? So if you got the last one and you weren't that impressed by it, let's see how this one is, because honestly I wasn't that impressed by it either. I really wish this opened up. Like, why does it have to stop right there? It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. And I also have Winter's Bloom. Yes. Okay. And it actually doesn't look chalky, I don't think, but I could be wrong. Okay. That looks a little white on the video, but it's not. It has a really nice sheen to it. So I'm gonna go into the gold. Got some on the brush. Okay. Okay. I see that. That's pretty, because this is a whole other highlighter shade right here. You can mix those 2. Oh yes, nah. Oh, you saw that? Okay, wait, I shouldn't be using that. Okay, on the other side, we're gonna use the other highlighting brush, and I'm going to try out, what's this called again? Winter Bloom. I'm gonna try to get some of this middle highlight right here. Yes. Okay. You see that, right? Okay, this brush doesn't suck, actually. It doesn't. See, that's what happens when you talk crap before you actually know anything. Okay, I'm gonna take more of that. And I actually love this brush. What? Why does it hit everything perfectly? Hi! Choco flakes! Yes, thank you! These are the best things ever. As I was saying, this highlighting brush really impressed me. I'm so taken back by it. I thought it was going to really suck because it's so thin and feels pretty flimsy, but it did a really awesome job placing it on my skin. Okay, that is enough highlight for one person. Okay, so some final thoughts on these brushes. I really like the weight of them. I was honestly afraid that these were gonna feel really cheap because these type of brushes feel and look cheap easily, and these don't. These are really beautiful. It has like a gradient. They go from light pink to silver, and it has these really pretty details. This like kind of dragon details. It's kind of nerdy, but it's also really cool, I think. So I love them. And for $15, the sale that's going on tomorrow at Walgreens is crazy. It is such a good deal. Okay, so these compared to Wet n Wild's regular brush line, these don't feel like they're made any cheaper than these are, which I appreciate a lot. They're just as soft. They do have difference in shapes, so if you have these, you will be getting like new shapes and brushes with these. I know I don't have all of these. I'm assuming since these are all so different that the rest of them are going to be different too. So these have, then this brush set has some awesome standout brushes. This brush is really, really good. It definitely compares to my other high-end fluffy brushes. This highlighting brush surprised me a lot. I really don't usually like fan brushes, but I love it, this one. I will definitely be using this one as my highlighting brush from now on. It's the perfect size for my face, and it is so soft and it looks beautiful. What else? The only one I definitely don't see myself using is this one. I probably won't use that again, and neither of the two paddle brushes. Those are just brushes I don't normally use. The eyeshadow brushes are also really great. I'm definitely going to add them to my rotation of many other eyeshadow brushes. And this blush brush, I'll try it as a bronzer brush and see how it goes, but I definitely won't be using it for blush. Oh, and this was another one that I won't be using again. The foundation brush is just, it soaked up way too much of the foundation, and you know, you're just kind of wasting. I still think it is a great deal for all of these really good brushes. I'm so excited that Walgreens is gonna have these for 50% off tomorrow, so that's only $15. I'm definitely going to pick up a set for one of you, so just read with the directions in the description box. They're gonna be really easy and fast. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.